So what unique value does the Tractor Supply Media Network provide for brand partners that they can't find elsewhere?
Yeah. So something that makes our brand unique at Tractor Supply is definitely our customers.
Yeah.
And that's also something that makes our retail media network very unique. We're the largest lifestyle retailer for all things rural living in the United States. And so we represent customers from almost every state across the country. And we know more about them, quite frankly, than pretty much anybody. So we know what they buy, we know what they shop for, we know what interests them in terms of the things that they have for what we call life out here. And you can imagine all that data, especially over multiple years, as a really great asset when it comes to targeting that rural lifestyle customer. So
that's awesome. As retail media has become more competitive, how has Tractor Supply been able to differentiate? I know obviously you just touched upon knowing your customer very deeply. Is that the secret sauce for you guys?
Yeah, I definitely think so. And we're just really diving into retail media in the last, call it 12 to 18 months. And so like a lot of other retailers, we have some ways to go, but I think one of the things that we talk a lot about is how can we help our vendors and our partners to target those customers at that point of purchase, whether that be on-site or email or other ways that they would buy through retail media, to reach that unique customer that we have that we're so excited about to talk about. And we've got a great shopping experience online. It complements what we have in store. So retail media is another extension of really reaching that customer in some really interesting and fun ways. And we're creating lots of great content around that to make the experience even better. But again, it's really all about our unique customers and their interactions with our brand that we really offer in terms of being unique in a more and more crowded marketplace.
Yeah, no, definitely. And omni-channel is so important, so prevalent because there is that, from a customer standpoint, being able to learn more about the brand online and then see it play out in store. So I guess as you look at, first party data, how are you using that to personalize that experience on a one-to-one level?
And personalization, like most marketers, it's something right now that's really top of mind for us as we continue through our journey with how do we literally create journeys that are very personalized at a one-to-one level for our customers. So think about our business as very seasonal. So your projects for spring are going to look a bit different than your projects for the fall as you get your property and your animals and all the things kind of ready to go. So omni-channel, kind of thinking about that from a holistic view, you can imagine folks are going to be researching maybe a few things online, especially when it comes to maybe a bigger ticket item. Maybe it's a UTV, or maybe it's a gun safe, or maybe it's a zero-turn mower. Or maybe it's just how do they prep their land for the upcoming season or get things ready. So omni-channel kind of thinking is really helpful to us because it's so natural for our customers as they think about these projects and getting ready for that next season, like spring, which is finally here.
I know.
So they do some homework and some research online, whether that be on our website, it might be in social, it might be some other things like that. But and then in the store experience too, it's very complementary of that, where our team members can really help our customers find what they're looking for. So I think it's a great blend of both, and we're very fortunate with our customers because they interact with us across multiple different channels. And for as much as most of them shop in our stores from a brick and mortar standpoint, we have more and more of our customers that use our website just for all things information about, like I said, planning for projects, understanding what's coming up for the season, how to care for their new chicks maybe, which is happening right now. So those kinds of projects really lend themselves nicely to a complementary relationship between our digital environments and then our brick and mortar environments.
That's amazing. What are the biggest challenges and opportunities that you see for retailers in the next few years? Obviously, it's such an evolving landscape, so that's loaded. But what is, I guess, top of mind for you as you're talking to other, retailers this past couple of days?
I think it's a great question. I think more and more of us across retail in particular are how do we really personalize that customer experience and really understand a customer at a very individual level? But at the same time, how do you make sure that your brand story stays relevant for a wider group of folks? So, personalization is something that's here to stay, absolutely. And we're doing more and more of it, helping our customers through different journeys. We talked before about chickens. So somebody that starts a new flock might look different than actually caring for your flock once you have one, and then, maturing your flock as you go. So we're talking about different life stages of different things that people buy. But it may also be I'm somebody who's brand new to life out here, and I just maybe want to plant a garden, or maybe I want to kind of take care of my land, or maybe I just bought some new property. So
Yeah.
it starts from different places. And I think for us, it's that fine balance of how do we leverage the data that we sit on, which you're right, we sit on a lot of first party data to try to understand and forecast where are people going
Yeah.
and what do they need. But at the same time remain, for us, especially a very high touch brand. So how do we make sure the definition of the personalization, like I know a lot of other marketers are kind of thinking about and struggling with,
Yeah.
you want it to feel very efficient. You want it to feel very much about you, and tech needs to enable that. But at the same time, if you're a brand, especially retail, where you have a brick and mortar experience, how do you make sure those two things work nicely together so that our store team members, for example, know enough about our customers where they can personalize the experience in store as well as online. So I think personalization. I think the other one is just the engine that is all things content.
Yeah.
And I know that's something, for multiple years now I've been talking about how do we do more with less, but at the same time we need to create a lot of content at scale. And we're using AI, as many other brands are, more and more in the space, to try to leapfrog and get faster to a brief, faster to different iterations of creative, and then faster obviously in your go-to-market strategy. So I think that's going to be something that's going to continue to be a challenge for all of us. And then how does AI and generative AI play into that so that it's the right amount of technology to understand that customer at that right moment?
Yeah. Thanks for the great discussion, Kimberly.
It's been fun. Thanks, Jessica.
Yeah.
I really appreciate the time. It's always good to talk about all things marketing
Yes.
and what's coming up in the future. So just been a real pleasure. Appreciate the time.
Yeah.